Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 189, and I'm joined by a very thin Morgan Hartveld at the moment. Morgan, as you can probably tell, viewers, from the... oh, my word. What have I done? What have I done?
Kia ora, New Zealand. It's good to be here. Skinny as always.
What have I done? What have I done? Oh, there we go. Right.
Hashtag sack producer Tom already in the chat. Shots have been fired.
Unfortunately, this isn't producer Tom's fault. This is entirely my fault because we're having just a little bit of the old technical difficulties with Morgan's camera once again. But I think we're back.
Well, guys, we are back for another week. I am be back this week after taking a leave of absence last week away up at Wahi Tapu. The internet connection for the 77 people that were there, they all know it was terrible. Could barely even get on to watch. So, sorry I missed it, but very good to be back. Did you miss me, Matt?
Oh, of course I did. I was very fortunate, however, to be joined by Jake Brennan last week,
Yes.
who did a fantastic job of kind of helping me through some of the other parts of the show, and did a great interview. We had a really good chat about a variety of different things. The big topic that came up was why aren't there more MPO players?
That's a good topic.
You know, there's a lot of MA1 players, a lot of MA2, MA3, but why are there fewer MPO players than perhaps we would want? And that really kind of came out of a conversation about cuts as a result of what happened to the Xtreme, which you probably have caught up on. So yeah, really good conversation. If you haven't caught that yet, then head back to last week's episode after tonight and go take a look. But we've got a really packed show for you tonight. First up, we're going to go through hot scores. Then we're going to be bringing in our guest this evening, who you may have just seen, actually. I think I put her up on the screen quite accidentally. Echo Lee will be joining us. She's in Twizel at the moment, about to compete in Moonbase this weekend. We'll be looking back at Wahi Tapu, which happened last weekend. Morgan, you were the TD of that, and Echo took away the spoils in the ladies division. We'll then be looking ahead to Moonbase, where we'll be going through and previewing the tournament, as well as looking at giving our tips and also the latest odds on Moonbase competitors. We've got Discdle. We've got Secret Santa to go through. We've got to update you on the TDU announcements, which you've probably seen. Bit of everything. So let's get it straight into it. Morgan, hot scores, take us through the South.
Yes, and I want to get Echo on the screen as quick as we can. She has got a tournament to start to win tomorrow. So I'm going to rip through these. Starting off down in Queen's Park, we have Tiaki and Daryl Winter, 13 under par this week. Over to Chingford, we have Fabian Montiel, 5 down. Brockville, Mr. Kelvin Cummings, 7 down after a good weekend up at Wahi Tapu. Queenstown Garden, Stiffmeister, 13 under. Shout out to him also, taking down $400 in the skins this weekend. Lismore, Toby, 7 under par. Jelly Park, Ashton Clark, 12 under, gets the job done. Warren Park, Sam Cole, 10 down this week. 11 down, enough to get the job done for Sam Hall and KBG at Smallbone Reserve. Queen's Park Reserve sees Josh Mason, 6 under par. Saxton Field and Branford both taken down this weekend by Mr. Alex Batten. He shoots that's not going to be right. Minus 33. We'll give it to you, but that's not going to be right. At Saxton Field and a 13 down at Branford, but he was also joined by Mr. Connor Dove. That rounds out the South, straight over the straight and into the Wellington region up north.
So kicking us off in Berhampore, and it's Luke Hempel and Pedro who tie for the hot score with a 5 under par. Over here, Koi Cannon Larson hits 2 down. Up the valley at Harcourt Park, Andy Davey hits an 11 under par for the hot score this week. Up at Linklater, Joel Simpson does the biz with a 9 under par. Across to Maryland's, and it's Andrew F., Jason Gray and Brian Rawlins who all tie at 7 under par. Vaughan Clouston and Dan Pickersgill tie going round Spa Park Black at +2. Henderson, Jack O'Sullivan hits 16 under par. Woodhill, Zach Armour hits 3 down, and Rosedale, Luke Hempel again, bookending the North Island with an 8 under par. So well done to everybody who got a hot
Jacko
score
with a
this
16
week.
down, not quite good as Alex's 33, but you know what? It's still pretty good.
It is. Now, we're going to launch straight into our guest this evening because, as you did mention, she's got a tournament to play this weekend. So it's with great pleasure to welcome in our guest this evening. Good evening, Echo.
Good evening, Matt. Hello, Morgan.
Hey, Echo, good to see you. It's only been a couple of days. Missed you.
How are you doing? How's the preparations going for Moonbase this weekend?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Guys, was since Monday pretty much straight Wahi Tapu, and was surprised to find out the course was already set up at that time. Yeah, played a few rounds and yeah, it was very very nice course, and the weather was very nice, no wind. Well, actually very hot last 2 days. Yeah, so it's going good.
So you've had a chance to practice the course?
Yeah, I did. Actually, the course layouts, a few holes are different from, but most of the holes are the same holes, I think. Yeah.
Excellent.
I think it's really nice just to get yourself familiar with the surroundings too. I mean, obviously, getting the course in and playing the holes that are going to be there for the tournament's one thing, but just being familiar with the surrounds is another thing, and just getting nice and comfortable. And you've been kind of doing that for a while now. You do usually rock up early to tournaments and find your way around, and it seems to be paying dividends.
Yeah, I just as you said, I think that's exactly so true, because just to get familiar with the environment and potentially knows what's doing there as well, really helps, and just get yourself into that situation, into the scenario, really helps. Yeah.
Talking about getting familiar, some people who are watching may not have met you before. So give them a feel about how did you get into disc golf? What's your kind of playing history? Talk us through a little bit of that.
Well, I got into disc golf, I think in 2019, and it was just a random invitation from friends, and they were just like, "Oh, let's go do something," and we just ended up in Ivan Wilson Park in Tianao throwing some discs, and then I didn't even know like there's proper discs for disc golf, because we were using those. Some people. It was a group of us, so some of them were using those ultimate free-speed discs. Then
Yeah,
I've got and I've got one of the fancy drivers, which I don't remember what it is now. And yeah, that was. I mean, I've seen the basket like in the park before, but I never really know what it for. And then I was like, oh, okay, so that's for discs. So yeah, we just had a few drinks and walk around the park, and didn't really have a feel of it. It was more like just to hang out with friends. And then we did it again, like probably a month later, and it's the same thing. And it was only, I think, me and another girl with two girls, and then it was only the first time for us. It was second time for. So we are like very much behind of everyone else, and all the rest boys they can obviously like throw so much further than us, and then you sort of feel like a bit frustrating on the game and not really want to get into it. But yeah, after that, just somehow I started to realize, well, actually the discs are different, and I did try out those discs, and I was like, oh, some of them seems like fly further. So yeah, I just start to look into it, and then eventually I get my own discs and then start throwing.
Are you still playing with that same group of ladies by chance?
No, unfortunately not. So that group of friends, so everyone has kind of gone different ways, and then nobody plays disc golf anymore. So like they are like some of them like really pro in kayaking, and some of them just really like not into disc golf at all. So it's none of
yeah.
It's a nice thing to do down there, man. Ivan Wilson Park is I think it's one of the more beautiful parks that we actually get to play disc golf in. I really, really love it down there. I was hoping you were going to say there's still a few of the ladies kicking about, giving it a go, because it's communities like that help the ladies divisions really flourish, you know. I'm glad we got one out of you for starters, but man, if we could get some more from down your way, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I've been taking my flatmates out, and I've taken my colleagues out to try out things. And yeah, some of them likes it, but it's really hard to get them they have to come out play more often. I think it's more feel of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to that line and you just got to take one more step and you're a life member.
So you started in 2019, but we were talking before the show about how in recent months, and perhaps probably in about the last year or so, certainly 6 months, but about the last year, the battles that you have with Hayley, Victoria, sometimes Michelle, Michaela, Amy, all the other top ladies. Yeah, it's got really intense recently, and we can watch or we can follow along a ladies division in FPO, and there's 3 or 4 ladies who are all competing for the lead. So what kind of happened? I guess sort of 2 years to a year ago, which has led to that situation. Was it something deliberate where you said, right, I'm going for this, or have you done something differently, or did it just come organically? How's it occurred?
I actually don't know. Like for me, it's I think once I got my own discs, I thought I already start to get hooked into the game anyway. And then I played my first tournament, and I was like, okay, I'm going to stay here for a while. And then I just try to improve my game and trying to be more consistent. Yeah, that's for me. For me, it's like that. I don't know for other ladies, probably the same thing. Because I remember like when I just started to play tournaments, it was only Hayley was playing FPO, but throughout the year, like it's more ladies joining, so it's really good.
It's so good seeing that battle up front, eh, Matt? Like you can't really pick it at the moment. It could honestly go any direction, and it's just whichever one of you ladies decides to take it. I guess is the way to look at it, because you guys are all so close now. I mean, yeah, it's a pick 'em in gambling terms, in betting terms. It's a pick 'em.
Well, you're entertained, because I'm happy when people are entertained.
Oh, are you entertained? I love it.
So
yes, we are, absolutely.
You've played quite a few, pretty much every tournament in the sort of south of the South Island, kind of Christchurch down. You compete in, and you're always competitive. More recently, we've seen that you climb in the rankings, and actually, when we do an update later, you'll see that there's been you've had another little bump recently. How would you describe the way in which you play? If no one's seen you play before, do you lean on power? Do you lean on accuracy? Is your putting what you see as being strong? How would you describe the strengths of your game?
I think at the moment it's more like accurate, just trying to hit the gaps and hit the fairways and landing I needs to land. But yeah, definitely I'm trying to improving on my putting as well. That eventually it comes down to putting. So
you're absolutely right. Drive for show, putt for dough, is what the
so true.
Echo has got a pretty solid distance game. I'm going to just put that out there.
Thank you, Morgan.
Like, it's solid. It's impressive. I think for me, when I watch your game, and as you said it's not just the distance, it's the accuracy that comes with it that puts you in position to be able to attack the pin. So yeah, I think you've got a little bit of a leg up on a few of the other competitors just in that region alone.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, Morgan, I think you're so right, because Ivan Wilson being a course that's very good, you need to hit the gaps.
Yeah. Too right.
Let's fast forward a little bit to Wahi Tapu last weekend. You were tied with Victoria Speller going into the third round after a second round, which was very strong, right? So you catch up some deficit from the first round, go into the final round on the same score. So it's match play from then on. What's going through your head? How are you approaching that final round?
I think I was just trying to be positive and being calm and just focus on shots by shots. Try not to get ahead of myself and try not, think if I throw a bad shot and just not think about it. You can't change anything about it. So just focus on the moment, make the shots, make the putt. I think that's what's happening in my head at that time.
That sounds like professional words from a caddy. Is that your words from your caddy? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Someone's in your ear just telling you exactly that.
I think that's just important. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell myself all the time. Sometimes I don't seem to, be able to keep on that all the time. I'm working on that.
Yeah, nice one. You guys finished one shot apart. I'm just double checking I'm right on that. Yeah, one shot apart at the very end, and you're coming down into 18. And for people that don't know, is like a triple Mando. I'm not sure what the weather was doing when you guys came through, but when I came through, there was still a bit of a breeze there. What was it like coming into that final hole there?
It was it was a bit breezy. It was definitely not crazy wind, but what happens in my head was just put this shot in bounds. I honestly I do know what's the score like. I normally don't check the score, but then I was like, well, at least to put this shot in bounds, and we see how it goes from there.
Yeah, that's interesting about the score checking, because you had a 2-shot lead, going into the final hole. It might be difficult to kind of retrospectively see, but do you think it would have affected how you played the final hole had you known the score?
No, wouldn't be, because if I've known the shots, it will be exactly the same thing that I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. Or just to put that shot in bounds. And then, in this situation, it wouldn't have changed my play.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Solid.
Nice one. Really great win this weekend. Like, testing conditions, especially on Friday and Saturday. We got the full mixed bag, didn't we, of weather? Everything from it was sunshine to rain to wind to snow, all in the same day. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was actually really really fun. I don't know. I like both calm days and windy days. And then I enjoy watching discs in the air and doing things.
Doing things. Yeah. Sometimes questionable things. Yeah. For sure.
Now, you're coming up this weekend against Haley and Michelle. Haley, who you beat most recently in Wanaka on a playoff. So do you think that how are you feeling going into this weekend? You've had a bit of time to practice, check out the course.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to my game plan and trying to hit the gaps, trying to land in a sweet spot and make the putts. That's pretty much what would be what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. We was played the course before, and Haley's a really really solid, strong player. So I just have to stick with my game.
That's probably one thing. Going back to one of the initial comments, being comfortable with your surroundings. That is, like, I guess, Haley's second, not home, but you know what I mean. She is obviously from Wanaka, plays a lot of disc golf in Wanaka, but I'd say this is almost her 10th time at this tournament. So you've got to go and take it.
Yeah, I'll try. We'll see how it goes.
Man, I look forward to watching that battle unfold, man. It's been so nice seeing you from down south anyway, you and Victoria really stepping up the game, especially since you guys got your Innova contracts as well, like really taking that on board, wearing the wings with a lot of pride, both of you, and just pushing each other all over the course. It's great.
Talk us for a little bit about that. The Innova contract that you've got there, has it changed how you approach the game? Presumably you subbed some discs out and made some exchanges.
Yes. So I do have Innova discs before, you know, I have the Innova full bag. So it wasn't like a completely change, but sure, like my putter's been changed. Some of my fairway drivers been changed. But yeah, I think I'm finding like discs that replace what I used to use.
Yeah.
So it's been
Okay. So what did your putter go from and to?
so I used to putt with a Deputy, which now putting with a Colt, which is actually pretty similar kind of putter. They go right for me. They're very gliding. Like the Colt feels a little bit even similar as a Tui, but like Tui.
I was just about to say, I feel like I remember holding one next to my Tuis and thinking they're quite similar. Could you show us the profile, if you don't mind? Because I don't think a lot of people out there would be super familiar with a Colt.
No, I don't think so. I think it's one of
Yeah.
the, it's a less used putter, I would suspect.
Yeah,
Totally.
it is. Yeah, I do like quite low profile discs. Just feels nicer in my hand and easy to grip. It's one of the low profile discs, and then yeah, it's been working out for me. So I'm glad.
Yeah,
Excellent.
beautiful, nice one. It's nice using a different style to disc than everyone else as well. Sometimes just having your own thing, and it opens doors for you to be able to do things that other people can't.
Yeah, you just have to choose what works for you, I guess.
Absolutely. So, are you Innova? Still a big thumbs up? Stoked? Happy?
Oh yeah, totally. I felt felt very lucky and very honored to be able to represent Innova.
Yeah, fantastic.
Pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, and getting a lot of support from your teammates.
Yes, totally. I just didn't realize it's such a big family out there, and then people really looking for you and looking after you. So, like for example, this time in Wahi Tapu on brutal hole 5, which is also like one of my favorite hole. Yeah, just on this first day, just donate my disc into the lake. Well, although I got it back later on, but I did have to borrow more disc from Johnny, and then he's just super supportive and just grabbed 3 of them and like, you can choose which one.
Yeah. That man will give you the shirt off his back, so he's the perfect person to be leading the way over there.
Yeah, very, very glad to be with this family. Yeah.
100%.
Fantastic. Well, look. So this weekend it's going to be a fantastic battle. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But we're going to get to know you a little bit more because we're going to do Desert Island Disc Golf and the Sweet Chain Safari with you, and then we're going to let you get on to your tournament prep. So Desert Island Disc Golf, if you're not aware and you haven't seen one of these things before, the premise is that Echo is stranded on a desert island. Now, fortunately, there's a disc golf course on this desert island, and she has been stranded with 3 of her favourite discs and 3 of her favourite card mates. Now, her card mates can be anyone she wants. They can be living or dead. They can be real people or fantasy characters. They can be seasoned pros or people she knows. But Echo, we're going to start with your discs. What 3 discs are you taking to your desert island disc golf course? Let's start with your putter. I've got a feeling you showed it to us a moment ago.
Yeah, so this will be my choice. It just feels so nice in my hand, and I'm also approaching with it as well.
What plastic is that? Is that G-Star?
No, it is XT.
Oh, XT. Okay. Yeah.
XT Colts.
Excellent.
Yeah, XT Colt.
Excellent. And have you got a mid-range or a fairway that you'd bring with you?
Yeah, I'd bring a fairway with me at the moment. I don't really have a mid-range game at the moment because I've got a little bit injury in my finger, which I can't really power grip.
Okay.
But yeah, Sidewinder would be my top choice of the fairway.
Okay, so playing the roller game on the island.
Honestly though, like this Halo Sidewinder is.
Oh, is it a bit more stable?
It's stable for me.
Okay.
It's not a disc that I can roll just yet. Yeah, and then my driver would be a Star Strike. It's been always my.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
the strike is pretty.
I'm interested in that. I thought you were going to go with the destroyer, actually.
Yeah, I probably should because I probably do need some
Probably should.
stable, I guess. But if you have to choose only 3 of my favorite discs.
Yeah.
Strike, yeah. Yeah, just sometimes there are situations that I do not know what to do. I will just pull out this disc and throw. And
There you go.
sometimes
It can, the strike I find can be very forgiving. You know, it's far more forgiving than a destroyer. I think if you do lean on it, if you release with too much of a hyzer, then it won't just you know,
That is
you won't just kick you down. So
I think a strike is one of the best discs ever made. Just going to put that out there. I think it's
okay,
fantastic.
there it is. I think a lot of people would agree with you, Morgan, honestly.
Yeah.
Right, so who are your card mates? Who would you be taking with you to your desert island?
3 people.
right, anyone. So I think the most would be Matteo because he's just always entertaining. Not met him in person, but
Yep.
just to watch bridges, I just
Yep.
found very fun to watch.
Okay.
That's
And
a
then-
great choice.
Yeah, and then second one, I go with Simon Lazard. So another really fun player, which he can visualize different shots, which maybe other player wouldn't have even thought about it.
Mhm.
And then it's so cool to watch those shots working out.
Mhm.
Even if they don't work out. So what is your fun shot?
Yeah. Just don't lend him any of your 3 discs because he'll probably send
That's
them
it.
across the island and
Yeah.
in the ocean.
You're swimming to get them back, obviously.
Exactly. And the third player, I honestly I think Kristen Tatai is like one of my favorite female player. She's just so cool and so chill, like very even temper, and she has a way of like can be in her zone and just keep the flow going, and that's something I'm intrigued and I would like to know.
Yeah, that mental strength is really something to be admired, eh?
Yes, that's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Excellent. Right, now we've got our Sweet Chain Safari. So this is 18 questions for Echo. The first 9 are the family-friendly front 9, same questions to every guest every week. And the final back 9 is a Safari back 9, different questions for each person each week, and takes the form of a this or that. And it's quick fire, this, okay? So, here we go. What's your name?
Hey.
Where were you born?
China,
Where do you live now?
New Zealand,
How many years have you been playing?
5 years.
What's your PDGA number?
152810.
Your favourite course?
Ivan Wilson, Tiana.
Your favourite disc?
Shrine,
Your favourite MPO player?
Calvin Heimberg,
Your favourite FPO player?
Kristen Tatar.
Excellent. Morgan?
Oh, all right, over into the Safari back 9 Echo. This weekend, which course do you prefer this weekend? The Greenbelt or the River course?
River course.
All right, that's where you're going to do your damage. Right, last weekend at Wahi Tapu, we had a very mixed bag of weather. In which conditions did you manage to take advantage of the other competitors the most? In the wind or in the rain?
In the wind.
Trick question. They came together. Question number 3 of the back 9. Caddy or no caddy?
Caddy.
Oh, yes. On a course, do you prefer open with elevation or flat with tight wooded golf?
Flat with tidy wooded golf.
Okay. I know you love the outdoors. What do you prefer to do? Go hiking or snowboarding?
Snowboarding.
Yeah, let's go. Right. Please remove one of these discs from your bag forever. The Destroyer or the Colt?
Oh, Colt.
Colt, gone. Right. What sells better at the Tiana Bakery? The pies or the sausage rolls?
Sausage rolls.
Wow, huge. Okay, at this year's Day at the Lake that's coming up at the beginning of December, which player will beat the other
Is it Javier or Grant? Who's going to win from those two?
Grant, for sure.
All right, we'll keep tabs on that one. And Echo, your final question, hole 18. Yes or no? Are you going back-to-back this weekend?
Yes.
Yes,
Fantastic.
that's what we like to hear.
Echo, it's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, and very best of luck this weekend at Moonbase. We'll be following along the battle between yourself and Hayley and Michelle. It's going to be incredible. So very best of luck, and yeah, we look forward to seeing how that all unfolds.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's been a pleasure to be on the show.
Fantastic. Yeah, thanks, Echo. Good luck this weekend. Play well. Get that back-to-back.
Thank you very much, Morgan.
Okay.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Echo. See you
Bye.
later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. Morgan,
Matt.
you've disappeared again. Hang on.
Oh, goodness me. Good interview. Good to have Echo on for the very first time, I believe.
It was, yes, that was the very first time. Amazing, really, because she's won quite a few tournaments, and has been around for some time, as you were saying, 2019.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's really, really interesting to get to hear from her and how she goes about preparing for tournaments, and also how the Innova contract has really kind of changed a little bit about her bag, but really kind of stuck to the basics.
I think so. I think the wings on the back, that support network especially, has helped guide the confidence that it was already going, but sort of just centralized it a wee bit more.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look at the results from Wahi Tapu then. In MPO, Jack Maffey takes out the win by a single shot over Sebastian Faulkner. Now, this was a little bit of a surprise. Are we allowed to say that? I think is probably fair.
Yes and no, right? Jack's been right there or thereabouts for a long time. This is his first tour win as well, by the way. So shout out to Jack. You're an absolute huge weapon out there, man.
His game has just sort of catapulted since that Elite Series where he got the RPM deal, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Since
100%. He hasn't looked back.
Like,
He's just
like that. It's been incredible to see. So really good. Isaac Latter does enough to beat out Adam Rhymes and Stephen Reed for a place on the podium.
Yeah.
FPO Victoria Echo Lee beats out Victoria Speller by a single shot, as we've heard. In MP40, Hemi Teofitu wins pretty easily, but it was only really easy until the final round. It was all tied up going into the final round. Yeah, for sure.
And that's a back-to-back win. That's a defending win for him.
Fantastic, and also good to see Cameron Hubbard competing with a PDGA number in.
I can't tell you how good it was to have Cam there for the weekend.
Absolutely.
Like, shout out to the bro.
Over in MA1, Daniel Hunter wins with a very strong 978 and 984 rated second and third round.
Now, that's one that we might not have seen coming.
I don't think we did. I think our money was more on Ben Quinn, Kyle Barringer. Kyle Barringer was the favourite going into the event. But it was really only the last round that Kyle fell away. So good final round from Daniel there.
Yeah, man, he's local to the area too. He's Twizel, so he will definitely play that course more than anyone else that's probably goes and plays there ever.
Yeah.
So he's just around the corner. So, well done, Daniel. Great win, mate.
Alison Tweedy wins FA1.
Just scraped in
with some good golf there, some good rated rounds, and a tournament rating higher than her own. Lance Eason wins in MA40 with a pretty comfortable victory. It was more comfortable going into the final round. Kelvin Cummings staging somewhat of a comeback with a 953 rated third round, which was enough for second. Jeremy Hills.
Yeah, shout out to Lance too, because I thought he might have been out of it after the spicy quiz, man. He was he was burning up.
A few casualties on that one, whether it's
They were all right. They were all right. It was pretty tough in the moment, though.
Marie Cummings wins in FA 40. In MA 50, Andrew Faulkner takes the win over Jeff Lewis by a single stroke, holds off a final round resurgence from Jeff. In MA...
Hey, just quickly, and shout out to Craig Lycan too. No, you're right. Shout out to Craig Lycan too, because I think that's a huge feather in the cap for him, getting one up on Tebs too, and just getting up into that podium spot. That's a big one for him, in my opinion.
I mean, the MA 50 division's pretty strong this weekend going into Moonbase. We'll see in a minute how all these guys, what the odds are for these guys going into Moonbase, because there's an MA 50 and an MP 50 division, so we'll take a look at both of those. Amos Brayfogle wins in MA 2 by 4 shots over Alex Pyle and Aman Kumar in third. And that wraps up Wahi Tapu. So congratulations to everybody who played. Morgan, you TD'd the event. How did it go for you?
I'm just coming around now. It was a busy 5 days, and it's the same every year. We arrive very early, and by the time we're leaving, we're just like, what the hell just happened? And I mean, it's the same for anyone that runs a tournament. They just disappear. Incredible time, though. It's, a lot of that tournament is based around side games. We're only playing 1 round a day. It's not a huge round, and a lot of the tournament's built around other things that are happening all over the place, to be fair. The skins match was absolutely incredible. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. There was 4 contestants. They all got in there different ways, but we gave them all 1 rubber duck each they could use as what I'm calling as a reverse mulligan on another player. So at one point there's like $400 on the line on a hole, and the guy's putting from like inside circle, and someone goes quack quack, passes him a duck, and the duck almost has no chance of staying in the basket. So that rolled over to the next hole for $500, where the same thing happened, but the duck stayed. So it was a bit of a blow-up moment for everyone. It was pretty cool to watch. But $500 going to Jin and $400 going to Stefano on the very last hole. That was absolute scenes.
Good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
Shout out to everyone that came up. You guys are all amazing. I had a wicked weekend, and I hope you did too.
Excellent. Now there is some more disc golf being played currently. It's being played over in Perth, and as you know, it features the Flying Kiwis, who are the New Zealand team disc golf team, and they are playing against Japan in the round of 16. So they were in a pool with the US and a bunch of other teams, and they won all of the games against the other teams, but lost to the US, and they find themselves in a round of 16 against Japan. And look at this for a match.
It's a big game.
This is huge. I don't know if we can. Oh, we can see it as bit. So Mikey Yu is up against Masatoshi Ishihara. Johnny Wake's got Koichi Fukuta. Laura Kaistrup and Nicola Stout playing doubles against Rika Tsukamoto and Mari Watanabe. Levi Stout and Ethan Stout, the Stout brothers, go up against Manabu Kajiyama and Ko Civil in doubles. Right, this is incredible, isn't it?
Yes.
That matchup is going to be insane. So look out for that. That tees off. I think it's 2 a.m. is what they've got on here. Although the USA have already beaten Croatia by the looks of it, or they've done enough to beat Croatia. It looks like it might be match play that they're doing. So
looks like it's been done.
Earlier. And if you want to check out some of the live coverage, Finland versus Canada is live. That's what the red thing means here. Now, following...
Does that give you the... Sorry, just to check. Does that give you the link to the live when you click on that?
Yes, it does. Takes you straight to the...
Out of interest?
Yes, it does. Takes you to
the... how good. Yeah, working.
So, go and check that out. And so, very best of luck to all of the Kiwis taking on Japan. So Mikey Yu and Johnny Wake have got singles. Laura and Nicola are playing doubles, and Levi and Ethan are playing doubles as well. So
Team 6. New Zealand. Let's get it.
If they win that game, then they will play the winner of Norway versus Slovakia, I think, in the quarterfinal. I think that's the if I've read the schedule properly, that's who they will play in the following round. Which, you might argue actually that Slovakia and Norway are, perhaps not Norway, but Slovakia could be a weaker team than Japan. So get through this round, they might have a good chance.
Well, I was just thinking, first thought to the top of the mind there is Norway is going to walk over Slovakia.
Yeah.
And I think I just based that on the sheer volume of players that are actually coming out of Norway.
Yeah. In other news, Estonia have got a very strong team, as you perhaps would expect, as do the US. So remains to be seen how those guys get on. So very best of luck to our flying Kiwis, because they've done incredibly well so far, and so we'll look forward to seeing how those guys get on. Now it's Moonbase this weekend, Morgan.
Yes, it is. Represent.
You've got your shirt on there. Let's have a quick look at the lineups for Moonbase. So in MPO. Before we have a look at the odds, which we can share with you, let's have a look at the lineups in MPO. Who are you looking at here as being able to do some damage, do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to go down the list just slightly to a couple of names back to back here, and we've got Sergei Sanin as one, and then interestingly, Daniel Hunter, who's just won a lower division down at Wahi last weekend, stepping up to MPO on his home turf.
Fantastic.
Home turf.
The conversation, if you haven't heard it yet, Morgan, I suggest you go back to last week, and anyone else do the same. We have a real good conversation, Jake and I, on the why there's not as many MPO players as perhaps there should be. And there was lots of reasons that kind of came out. Chat were pretty involved as well. So it's great to see people stepping up. And obviously we have seen other people in this division recently step up from MA1 as well. Jack Maffey's comes to mind. Sam Lycan comes to mind. And there's a few others as well. Let's just quickly hop across to the odds, and we can very quickly see what the odds are for this weekend. Francis Orange is the favourite at 5.2. Sebastian Faulkner is second favourite at 7.5. Then comes Jack Maffey and Ollie Webb pretty close on 9.6. Andrew Popham and Barr at 13s. And shout out to Ewan Craig, who is at 1,500 to 1. To nearly 1,500 to 1 to take it out. So best of luck, Ewan. In FPO, Hayley Flintoff is the favourite going into this weekend at 2.5, fractionally ahead of Michelle Simpson at 2.8, and Echo Lee at 4 might actually be where the smart money is potentially. In MP40, Tom McKay at 2.8 is the favourite. Quite a bit ahead of Hemi Teofutu on 6.1, even despite his win at the weekend. Matt Pritchard at 8, Jay Pukipuki at 10s. MP50, Chris Dixon is the pretty short odds favourite here at 1.5. Dom Hayden at 5. MA1, Raina Pai at 8.7 is the odds-on favourite to take this one out, although we know that MA1 is going to be incredibly tight. And George Moss and Jamie Hunter at 11s with Ben Quinn, Kyle Barringer at 12s, Cooper Solis at 13, Billy Roberts at 14 and Barr.
Those odds I would be taking Billy Roberts at 14. 100% all day long.
Billy Roberts at 14. Okay, well we shall see.
100%.
See how that goes. In FA1, Alison Tweedy at 1.6 to take out FA1 over LK Elise Robham on 8s. In MA40, Stuart Gilchrist is the favourite, but I think he's going to have his work cut out with Lance here in MA40. I think Lance is going to he's been playing very well recently and is going to put on a challenge for Stuart, who, I mean, on the face of it, you might think is favourite. Andrew Inch at 8, Jeremy Hills at 10s, and Kelvin at 11s.
I tend to agree that Lance is going to bring in a good battle. I actually think that battle's going to be between him and Jeremy Hills for that second, third spot. I think we're going to see a little separation from Stu here again this weekend.
Okay.
Just my thoughts.
Okay, in FA40, Sue Brown is a favourite at 2-1. Marie Cummings at 4.4 and Jessica Robert at 10s. In MA50, we were talking about how competitive this division is. Gary Jarvis, the short odds favourite at 4.4. He's an old fart, so I shall be cheering on Gary for this weekend. Wayne Brown at 7.1. Andrew Faulkner at 12s. Jeff, Mark and Greg and Akira all in 13s.
Do you see the name Dave Sammy Nielsen in there at all?
Yes, he is he. What division?
That division, the one you were just reading, MA50.
MA50.
He is the highest rate. He's the highest rated player at 947. I quickly just jumped onto his account here on PDGA to make sure he's not a first-time player, and stupidly, absolutely not. He played his first PDGA round in 1998.
Yes, I do have.
So
him.
been around.
He is here. He unfortunately hasn't played an event since 2012. And so as a result, I have no data on him, and so the what do you call it, the tipping team,
Sweet Chain odds machine.
The tipping team weren't confident in offering any odds to him for this weekend. So
the TAB would have offered odds on Dave, surely.
Well, they might well have done. Over to FA50. Jenny Gould is the odds-on favourite to win here, 1.6. Lee Gillespie and Deborah Hunter at 6.5. MA60 is Wayne Doyle at 2.3 and Chris Leeson at 2.8. Jennifer Joint 1.1 in FA60. In MA2, Kevin Carpenter is the odds-on favourite to win at 5.8 over Royce Wilson 10.6 and Hamlin Johnson at 11.3.
Let's go, Kev.
A big division there. Abigail Stridham, favourite to win in FA2. In MA3, Joseph Ball is the odds-on favourite by some distance over Warren Dewhurst and Blair Street. And in MJ15, Bailey Gardner is the favourite to win at 1.5 over Connor Rance. That might Connor at 7.7 might be some good value there.
Definitely. And how about a little bit of Hanato action coming in? Let's see the young fella. He stepped up, and I tend to remember off the tip, him and Connor had a really good battle on their last outing when they're on the same course. I cannot place where it was though.
All right. Okay. Well, let us know who you think's going to win. Scott Brooker thinks that Andrew Inch will win MA40. I can tell you, Scott, that MA40, Andrew Inch is currently playing 8.2. So yeah, very best of luck to him this weekend. Right. Now let's go to Discdle, Morgan. It's been a while since we've done one of these, or we did one last week. But
let's hit it.
Okay, here we go. So, as you're back, you can go first.
Thunderbird. Thunderbirds are go.
Here we go. Thunderbird. Guess. Oh, look at this. Oh, my word. 9-5. Very well done. So 9-5. And now when it says up for the turn, that means it's more negative, I think. It's like the opposite.
More negative.
So more negative.
Yeah, more negative.
So looking for a 9.
Neg 1, neg 2,
9,
neg 3.
5 minus something 2. Not
from Innova.
So what do we think? What do we think, chat? Speed 9 disc. Just trying to think if what the
9-5
throw for a Jade might do it. Can I go Jade? I think that's a speed 9, and it's about
give it a nudge.
About a 5, perhaps. We'll see. Oh, it's a 9.6 minus 2.1. But the manufacturer, it's a Trilogy brand, right? So it's not Latitude, but it's a Westside or Dynamic brand, right?
Well, that's a shame. I can't go with this Discraft heat over here.
You
I'll
can't.
turn back around now.
You can't. Unfortunately, let's just move you out the way a minute. Sorry, because
That's all right. I'm gonna struggle in this territory with this brand. What's like a Pioneer?
A Pioneer's a really overstable. That's like it's the right speed,
It
I
is?
think, but it's like an 04. Yeah.
04.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you sure?
Yeah. So we actually got some information here. It's like I throw a Pioneer. Well, I don't. I've got one in my bag, but I don't often throw it. It's for when I'm throwing directly into a headwind.
What's a All right, I got another one. What's a flow?
A flow. Oh yeah, maybe. It's flow is latitude though. Flow is a as is a Pioneer.
Okay.
So we're looking for a west side or a dynamic disc. It's a speed 9, speed 5. We know it's because of these arrows. We know it's a -1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So
goodness me, what's around me?
dynamic discs. Come on, chat. Give us
Chat, we might need a little bit of help with this one
What's a
because that
sergeant?
is not my forte.
Is that
No idea.
escape? Maybe. I think an escape might be too understable, but it's about the right. It's in about the right kind of speed range, and it.
Oh yeah, escape.
Oh, look at this! That's incredibly close. So
yeah, that's a good shout on escape.
It's escape isn't quite right. It's 9, 5 -1, 2. So it's hang on a minute. It's a -1.5, 2. Okay, and it's dynamic discs. So we've got that bit right. -1.52. I think that's a bit cheeky, honestly. That was a very good guess.
That was a good guess. I even own one of those. It's just over there.
Saint, it won't be a Saint. Saint is a latitude disc, although the numbers probably are very similar. And a Rockstar is Discmania. So we're still looking for.
What about so could it just be a different plastic?
Oh, the
escape?
Supreme Escape. That was listed as an option. Should we go Supreme Escape? Because that Supreme is the new plastic from. It's like the Royal line, but for dynamic discs, right? So let's. Oh my word! What are you doing to us? This is insane. Okay.
Oh goodness me.
Okay. I think that's a little bit cheeky having them as two separate things. They're definitely baiting you into thinking that there's a difference when there's obviously not.
Vandal.
A Vandal. Is that based on anything other than name?
Yeah, it's based on the screen to my left.
Okay. What do we think? Oh, it is. It is very well done. Was that a guess or did you look it up? You looked it up.
We weren't getting anywhere with that.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
A question then: were you going to say Vandal?
I was going to go. No.
I had no more. You said escape, and that's like the only one that I even know. It's like I knew a felon, but that's beefy.
Yeah, that's
so
beefy. Yeah.
I was well and truly out of it on fairway drivers.
No, I don't honestly. Dynamic discs, although they're obviously they're closely aligned with latitude. I don't throw them. I don't know them as anywhere near as much as I know my latitude discs. Right. Let's bring up something that we haven't talked about for a while, actually, Morgan, and we need to.
Okay.
Secret Santa.
What do we got?
Okay.
Hey.
Secret Santa. Now, we're well over halfway to the number of people that we had last year, and it would be great to get somewhere near that number, maybe even surpass it this year. So here's how it works. We launched a couple of weeks ago. You've got until the 29th of November, and let me put the link into the chat just in case you haven't got it. But there is a Facebook group with for this as well that you can go to, and the Facebook group will have. Oh. Let me find the link.
Just while you're looking for that, breaking news: someone in the chat has just said the Flying Kiwis beat Japan.
Oh, wow. Have we got a refresh?
Has that happened?
Here? It's not refreshed on here. on the scores, but there's another place it might be. I know Brian Stout, Ethan and Levi's dad, Nicola's husband, has been very has been keeping us all updated with posts and comments on stuff. I'm just trying to see if there's anything now.
Yeah, I'm just looking for that as well.
Crowfoot, can you tell us whereabouts you have this information? That's incredible news if it's true. Unfortunately, their live scoring app I don't think is all that good. I'm just on their site now. Let's scoring. No.
Match dashboard. Yeah, it hasn't got the win-loss on there just yet, does it?
Estonia have beaten Holland, and USA beat Croatia. Canada beat Finland, and Austria have beaten Great Britain. So they were just waiting for more results to come in. I'm going to keep an eye on this because
yes.
Yeah, we'll keep an
developing
eye.
News.
This is developing news. But anyway, Secret Santa, you've got until the end of this month to sign up. Okay, so let's find that link. Where was it? It's here. The link is now going into the chat. Head over to that link, sign up. You have until the 29th of November to do so. Then there'll be a week or so when Morgan and I will randomize all the names and dish them out to everybody, and then you've got basically 2 weeks to get your package sent to your recipient. Okay, and so the rules of this are you need to the most that you should expect to receive is a one brand new premium plastic disc. That's it. Is the most that anybody should expect to receive. Although you are encouraged to really feel the Christmas spirit and to spread some joy and some love in the festive season. Now, if you go back onto the Facebook link, you'll find a few photos from last year of people doing unboxings and taking photos of what Santa delivered for them, and some of them were incredible. So I know, Morgan, you did an unboxing of your one.
How good's a good unboxing, right? I think that'd be an amazing thing for a bunch of people to do for this Christmas.
It was fantastic. So head over to the form link there and sign up if you haven't already. You've got until the end of this month to do so. Till the 29th of November.
And update from Kelvin Cummings in the chat: 1 draw, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 game to go, all on the line.
Wow.
Kelvin, do you know which game that is that we're just waiting on?
It's got to be the Stouts against Manabu and Cosimel, isn't it? It's the final one. We shall see. Moving on, upcoming events. Faultline Fury is this weekend not this weekend, it's next weekend in Wellington, following Moonbase this weekend, and Auckland Disc Golf Champs. I think both of those tournaments have sold out, Morgan. Both Faultline and Auckland Disc Golf Champs have both sold out.
Fantastic.
So well done to those. Tamuka Tussle, Dare at the Lake down in Tiano, you'll be there for that.
Yep.
And then a handful of other tournaments before the Tour Down Under, which kicks off in mid-January. Now, there has been some announcements here from the Tour Down Under on some of the players who are going to be coming across. Did you see some of the announcements?
I seen 2 come through. Goose.
Aaron Gossage is coming. Yes, very excited about that. Obviously, runner-up at Worlds 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
Losing narrowly.
That's a massive grab. He's the man.
Exactly. Yeah. Losing narrowly to Paul Macbeth in that final round, incredibly tight. If it looks so,
and then
he might win it as well.
And then what's in that Tay someone.
Chokek is, I think I pronounced her name correctly.
Thank
she's
you.
The she's got mad distance, like insane distance for.
Is she a world distance
she's
champ or something? Amateur world
no,
distance
she's
champ?
No, not amateur. She's the US distance champ. She's like one of the furthest throwing ladies in the world. So yeah, she'll be coming.
That's
to New
so
Zealand.
cool.
You got Chandler Fry. He's going to be coming. He's going to be coming back. Obviously, you've seen him do lots of stuff on his social media. He went to Uganda to set up disc golf courses with Zoe Andike, etc. And then obviously you've also got Juliana Corva and Jim Oates coming back as well. They obviously really enjoyed their time here last time and are coming back to do it all again. So yeah.
Yeah, I think they had a fantastic time and they were always coming back.
Certainly did look like it.
They had the best time. Yep.
I'm hoping to get to, my plans have slightly changed. I'm hoping to get to Topor and to get to National. I've definitely come to Nationals. I've got my flights are all booked and everything. But I'm also hoping to get to Topor for the second event in the Tour Down Under and Nationals, which is the fourth. So we'll look forward to that. And you'll be at Nationals as well in Christchurch.
We will, and we were just talking in the Green Ram earlier that we'll do Sweet Chain live.
Yes,
live.
We live from Christchurch. The tournament in Christchurch actually starts on the Thursday, so we will have had a day's play when we go live.
Yep.
So we'll be able to bemoan or congratulate each other on.
Can I be a little Johnny on the spot here and just say, let's just get a table and do a wee live setup at the event.
Okay.
While we're there, just a mini show.
Yeah, okay.
Just a mini show. I'm just putting you on the spot here.
Okay. All right. We'll set something up. We'll have to have we might be testing producer Tom, IT setup skills quite a lot if we ask for that. But we shall try and get something going. I think that'll be a lot of fun if we can come live from the course as well.
Absolutely.
Right. Finally, let's have a look at power rankings. Before we leave you, so Alison Tweedy is top of the ladies' rankings. Hayley Flintoff, Victoria Speller drops 3 spots down to 5th. Echo Lee climbs 3 spots up to 8th following her win at the weekend.
Quick question: Did that happen last week with Alison?
So you missed something here, right? Because, and I'll briefly go over it for anybody who missed it as well. Because the Xtreme had a cut, okay? The way in which we calculate the power rankings had to be amended very slightly, okay? And so instead of going based on within each tournament, who placed higher within a particular event, within a particular gender group, within a particular layout combination, right? And then running the events there and then running against dominances and seeing who comes out on top. We're now going purely on event and gender and then saying ranking based on average rating. Now, what this means is that people like Alison, who typically in the old system will have played on similar layouts to lower ranked people, right? So she was competing less against the Haleys and the Michelles, etc. Although scoring very high rated rounds, as we've seen, she's had several 900 plus rated rounds this year. Those weren't given perhaps the credit that now the way we're doing it's involved, right? So there have been a few changes. Now, generally speaking, it doesn't turn the whole table on its head, and it's far more accurate, I think, going forwards, and leans on the rigor of the PDGA rating system, which has got years and years and years and years of data and statistical validity kind of baked into it, and has meant that there's been a few kind of changes that resulted when we ran the numbers going back to 2020, right? So the data analytics team almost restarted and kind of went, right, let's simulate it from early 2020 and bring us to current. And so every time now what you're seeing here is a preview of the new Sweet Chain Live website, which will be hopefully going live in early 2025. And we're intending on putting a lot more data onto these screens. However, this will be where the power rankings are, and you can do all sorts of searching and stuff, which we'll show you in a second. Let's pop over to MPO. There's been really only one big change in the top, and that's Jack Maffey climbs 8 spots.
Yes, Jackie boy.
From 18th to 10th. Following his victory, and also Daniel Hunter climbs 26 spots to 23rd, and Hemi Tiafutu climbs 10 spots up to 24th. And with this power rankings, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to go in and you'll be able to search for yourself, Morgan, and see that you unfortunately dropped 9 spots to 60th.
That's all right. I can live with it.
But you can search and see who had the hottest days. Kelvin Cummings up 43 spaces to 133 following last week. Joel Simpson up 35 to 48. Kieran McLeod up 31 to 223. And Hayden Shaw up 31 to 51. So yeah, that's all going to be coming. We'll give you plenty of notice when that's available to the public, but we'll be hoping to go live in early 2025. We've got some interesting features that are going to be in that as well. Right, let's just have a quick look. I'm refreshing the page to see if there's any update on the...
Doesn't look like it's happened just yet.
It doesn't. If anyone's got a... I really don't want to know what's going on, but I can't see anything that's
I would assume that Kelvin's getting inside information from someone out there. Kelvin? Confirmation?
I should imagine. But anyway, head over to wtdgc.live and you'll be able to follow the match. I'll put the link actually in the chat, so if you do want to go and follow this along, then that's a link to the live match between New Zealand and Japan. Will get updated as soon as possible. Winner plays, I think, Norway or Slovakia in the quarterfinal. So yeah, well, very best of luck to the Flying Kiwis. And just heard Nicola. What have we got? Just heard from Nicola. New Zealand won.
Yes.
Well done, team.
Go.
Well done. Stouts lost. Dubs. Johnny won. Girls drew. Mikey won. So fantastic. Very
Shot,
well
Mikey boy.
To New Zealand. They will go through to the quarterfinal of the World Team Championships, just 2 rounds away from a final, which would be insane. So very well
that's how we wrap a show right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed.
Kiwis on top.
Well done to the Flying Kiwis, and very best of luck to them for the rest of this week. Also, very best of luck to anybody playing Moonbase this weekend, and wherever you're playing disc golf. Take it easy.